Hey, Kerry here. I've been doing a lot of videos about 5G and the effects it's going to have on investments, and I wanted to just touch base on what 5G is going to do to the real estate industry, and more importantly, what's it going to do to the real estate agents, because I am, in fact, a real estate agent. And I think it's important that we consider it. Behind me here is my home. I also need to say that I'm kind of at a leading edge of the baby boomers, and I think the baby boomers, as I've said in some other videos, is going to drive the real estate market in the coming years, as roughly 27 million of us sell our home for one of three reasons. Either we're probably going to sell it because we want to downsize, or maybe we want to move closer to our grandchildren, or maybe we just die and it goes into our estate and it needs to be sold. Most of my neighbors are baby boomers as well, and we all face a similar situation. Number one, we want to have a house that we can live in and be comfortable in for the rest of our lives, and we want to avoid steps. And that means that we don't like tuck-under garages, and we don't like second floor master bedrooms. My house is one that does have a tuck-under garage, and therefore my wife and I are faced with a situation of what are we going to do? Well, the other issue is that as we move into 5G, it's going to change the way homes are sold. The first thing that is probably going to affect us is virtual reality and augmented reality. And that is to say that when someone comes into my home here and they go into the kitchen and they see wood grain kitchen cabinets, they're going to ask, well, what would that look like if we painted those kitchen cabinets gray and we put a quartz countertop on it, or some marble or something of that nature? And they'll put on some virtual reality goggles and press a button, and it'll do just that. It'll make that change for them. So that's something that's coming in the future. But I think more importantly, we got to recognize that 5G is going to lead us to 6G, and that 6G is going to be driven by the Internet of Everything. The Internet of Everything is basically going to connect everything in our house to the internet, and that's going to provide some real opportunities for us in the fact that we'll know when our appliances are working effectively and when they're not, and we'll be able to make better decisions. This then brings into the equation some of the big data producers or gatherers of our technology industries, and that's basically Apple, Amazon, Google, and Facebook, and they're all interested in turning our house into a smart home. Now you might say, why are they interested in the smart home? That's more data. They've already turned our cars into smart cars. Our average new car has 140 sensors in it, and those sensors move data through the up into the cloud, and that data is then being processed to help us make better decisions or help them sell us products and services that they want to. That is, if you'll watch one of my videos where I talk about I'm going to make every home a smart home, and it's got a picture of me and Jeff Bezos on it. He wants to make a smart home because he knows already with the automobile industry, that's a $450 to a $750 billion business for whomever gathers that data. Now, that data is going to be gathered through a number of sources, as I say, the Internet of Everything, but most importantly, the voice-activated operating system that they want to put in your house. Jeff calls his Alexa. Google calls theirs, I believe, Google Nest. Facebook has a Portal, and Apple has Siri. They all want that system in your house so that they can get the data. So then the next step is, how are they going to get that done? Well, they can basically work with new home builders, as Amazon has with Lamar, and make new homes smart homes. That would represent roughly 667,000 homes per year. But the issue is that's only 11% of the homes that are transferred over a year's time. There's 5.34 million homes that were transferred through existing homes in 2018. That's 89% of the market. So how do we get those 5.3 million homes into the smart home category? Well, the data gatherers, the Amazons, the Apples, the Googles, and the Facebooks need to get into the real estate industry. I've also done a video called The Dream Team, and I've also gone on record to say that I believe that Amazon is going to buy Zillow, because Zillow is the linchpin in making houses smart homes. And why is that? Well, Zillow, as I was with a couple the other day, and they said, well, how can we find out what this house is worth or what this house is being sold for? And I said, well, you just put the address in, and the first thing that will come up on your phone is Zillow, and it'll tell you the price. 90% of all first showings of homes is through Zillow. So they control that portal, that access to the housing market. And I believe that one of those four, Apple, Amazon, Google, or Facebook, will buy Zillow and then gain access to turning homes into smart homes. And that's where the real money is. So let's follow up with then what I've seen Amazon doing. They entered into the real estate business back last July through a teaming with Reology, and they named their company Turnkey Real Estate. Amazon's play in it is that they will give you a rebate if you actually buy a house through them, up to $5,000, and then they'll also give you smart home equipment. And what, again, they're trying to do is to convert these 5.34 million homes. And they're doing it by creating a better value proposition than any other broker is doing. So, and then they made, more recently, they entered into a partnership with AARP, who has millions of members. And then they entered into a partnership with a company that does a lot of home repairs and has contacts across the nation. So they're making a play into the real estate business. And with 5G, and then 6G, which will be the Internet of Everything, they are going to be the one who gathers the data. What is that data worth? Well, I think our barometer for that is what is the data worth that's coming off your car. Right now, your car, the average new car, is giving 400,000 gigabytes of data per day per car into the cloud. And that's off of 140 sensors in your car. In your home, you're probably going to have 400 sensors once you put them on all of your appliances, your refrigerator, your dishwasher, your microwave, in your pantry. Remember, also you've got Amazon owning Whole Foods. They're going to be delivering your groceries, your automatic voice-activated system's going to be ordering your groceries, going to be keeping track of the food you have in your pantry. You will actually say, Alexa, I'm going to have this kind of dinner next week and check the pantry, check the refrigerator, and order the ingredients and have them delivered on Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's how your world will work. So they want to get into your home. They want to get into the 5.34 million homes that are sold, and they're going to do it. Why again? Well, from the auto industry, they're estimating that it will generate somewhere between $450 and $750 billion worth of revenue for them. That's off the auto industry, 140 sensors. And that's to give you an idea that Amazon's current revenues are $233 billion a year. So 450 to 750 is 2-3 times what they're doing right now. So this is very important. The inroad is through the real estate. So how does that, if that, let's assume that all is going to happen. How's that affect the industry? You're going to have a broker who has a very unique value proposition, different than any other broker. So if they're going to make your house a smart home, if they're going to give you a rebate, if they're going to own Zillow, and so when you go to Zillow, which may or may not be called Zillow, they will not be selling leads. Zillow will be connecting you with an agent. So what might that look like? Well, I would assume if I was running the program, I'd say, answer these few questions and tell us what's important for an agent. And as a result of that, they'll match the data that I put in as the home buyer, the agent I want, or home seller, and they will match me with one of their agents, one of their turnkey agents. And it'll be seamless. They'll give me a choice of 4 or 5 of their agents with a bio, not just a name and a phone number, with a bio, and I'll choose the agent I want to work with. And it'll be seamless. And it will be a value proposition that is unmatchable. Well, okay, so let's say that's reality. Well, how does Keller Williams deal with that? How does Berkshire Hathaway? How does EXP? They're going to need to team with maybe Google, maybe Apple, and get into the real estate business if they choose to do that. I'm not sure they're going to. So, as an agent, what do? I got to pay attention. I've got to pay attention, and I've got to be one of the premier agents in my community, because the reality is, if I'm right and Amazon comes to Birmingham and they've got this turnkey thing set up the way they want it, they're going to cherry pick the agents. They're going to go and say, who is the best agent, who is the best recognition, who is the most professional in the industry, and they're going to offer them their package, and that'll be it. And the number of agents in real estate is going to diminish dramatically. I think the handwriting's on the wall. So for you, for me, pay attention. By all means, get a YouTube channel. Look at this. I have people writing me letters from all over the world about what I'm doing in real estate. You need to make your impression on your community, and you do that through YouTube. Get yourself a YouTube channel. Go into the description. I'll tell you the tools that I use. What I'm using right now is a gimbal. You'll learn how to use it. It makes it, and my phone. I don't have an expensive camera, I use my phone to shoot my videos, and I create an awareness. And then because I'm talking to you directly, and I do this same sort of thing for my email list, and I show the homes that I have. some of the most seen videos I have are the videos that are the walk and talk videos that I do through houses. And I go to the gym and people say, oh, I've seen your video. I know who you are. I go to the grocery store and the same thing happens. And it's free, folks. It doesn't cost like TV. It's not like those lawyers that are going to spend $1 million a month to get their message out. It's done through YouTube. And you need to do that. And if you got questions about it, put it into the comments. And if you like these videos, like them and share them. And let's be prepared for what's going to happen, because it's going to happen. And if you aren't, you're going to be left in the dust. So, not a threat, but a reality. So that's what I think 5G, and then 6G, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10 is coming right. It won't take 10 years each time, this time. So pay attention, make yourself the leader in the community, and you'll thrive, survive and thrive.